Greetings, people of vanity. I am going to be declaring my first word to humanity. So here it is before I go to insanity. Just kidding, I'm not going to say any words as profanity, but instead I'm going to proclamize to the thing that was handed to me. Okay, this is not my rapture. I don't know why I'm doing this. Alright, my first message to humanity is that the youth is falling apart. People my age, 16, 100 years ago, used to be far more intelligent. People think just because we have technology and electronic devices that we are more advanced. But no, intellectually, we are receding like your father's hairline, which is not something that is in my favor. Which is why I, 16-year-old Kintry, or whatever you want to call me, am going to be taking a huge look under the sun and running towards knowledge. And my goal is that I get everyone to do that with me. I look at the top creators around my age and I see that is nothing but vanity. They're doing nothing, they're benefiting nothing. They aren't learning anything. School has really jacked up kids because if it was an opportunity to go to school or not, the ones that chose to go to school willingly, those will be the ones that will be more adamant for learning, more apt to learn. However, the children of this day, they're more apt to have fun, entertainment, play games. Oh, I don't want to watch this random guy YouTube video about philosophy. I'm just gonna go ahead and watch some Roblox. Those guys over there, they're not very intelligent. And I believe that everyone can become a genius. Literally anyone can become the genius. And here's the reason why. Being a genius is not being a rocket scientist. All rocket scientists are genius, but not all geniuses are rocket scientists. So, you can be a genius in one field. You can be expertise in one field as long as you pay your mind all the way to it. And I can even go as far as say as there's gamers out there that are geniuses. However, it seems like the word genius is just looked at some mythological folklore or something that is not for every single person. As humans, science cannot understand this, but we have a very strange proclivity to learning. We just want to learn, regardless of if we're little children or not. It's just that we are selective with our learning. I want to learn how to play Gordon of the Mandan, of Gordon the Bamban or whatever. I want to be a genius, and I want to be a genius in the expertise of learning parkour on Roblox. It's just that we are selective with our learning. I want to learn brain rot. I want to learn a tutu-foof, or whatever that is, triple A or whatever. That is what I want to learn. However, everybody, we have our own paths, our own interests, which can sometimes be variant, but more than likely you'll go into a field. But my point here is that kids today, they're not garnered towards learning. They're garnered towards having fun. Having fun is a very great method of learning. It's the greatest heuristic teaching that a kid can have. However, here's the thing. I would treat that such as a method. But learning in general is a gift. There's people out there with learning disabilities, and we're just sitting here online crying because somebody killed you on Xbox, rather than laughing because someone tried to kill you in real life and you knocked them out with your expertise more competition fighting skills. I think I meant to say martial artists. But here's the point. The point is that this generation is filled with people just having fun. Whereas 100 years ago, everybody was trying to get inside of the spotlight. The spotlight meaning be something greater. Be something, and not just greater for trends, greater for necessity. Otherwise, you'll fall into the pool. But here's the thing. 100 years ago, inflation was a lot deflated, I must say. One single man could have an income for a house, a car, and for a family. Perhaps of 4. And afford that all at once. Inflation has been drastically shot up rather than abased, because the presidents that we are getting have the intellectual capability of a orange on his period. It's very, very saddening. So whenever this generation, someone from this generation becomes president, they're going to need to have intellectual capability. So, I don't know. I just went on a long rant. I don't really care about politics or any of that. I might talk about them, but more so the contour of the psychology between the left and the right. Me personally, I'm up. I'm not with the left or the right. I'm not conservative. Neither am I a liberal. I'm a slave to knowledge. And that is exactly what I'm going to be doing on this channel. I'm going to be inhaling knowledge and then sneezing it out on the internet rather than inhaling entertainment and recycling it past hundreds and thousands of people, sharing the same disgusting, deteriorated breath of entertainment. So that is what my goal is going to be. I don't care about any of this vanity that is upon us in this generation, rather the last either, or the millions of the other generations. Ever since we were Sarcopterygians, I don't think that's how you pronounce it, but ever since we were those things inside of evolution, I don't believe in evolution, by the way, not just because I'm a Christian. But anyways, going past that, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I don't know who's going to sit around and watch an 8-minute video, but this was my message. Soon people would care. Maybe the first view or 2 would not care. But whatever. You guys are going to care in the future because that's how sheep are. Okay, now it sounds rude. Great. Why am I self-conflicting? Aren't I supposed to be intellectual in this? And now I'm acting like a schizophrenic idiot. A schizophrenic that's in the clinic but is not the mannequin, but he's only impending on the mannequin. Okay, I need to cut this part out. Just kidding, I won't edit my videos.